Oh, got some spatter of water. Oops, on my sewing machine. Oops. Hello. Hello. I'm always unsure when I start these livecast broadcasts what to do. But hang on. Let me set something up real quick before we get started. Okay. Okay. I hope my internet is kind of okay right now. But hello, it's Wednesday. I'm trying to keep to the schedule of sewing 3 times a week minimum. I don't know how that's going to be going, but here we are, day 2 this week. Hang on, let me just fire this off real quick. Okay. And I'm actually kind of excited to be here today because last time, to give you an update on what I was doing, I tried to make a mask. And this was the result. I know there isn't really too many people here to witness it, but yeah, like it or not, this is the result of a mask. As you can see, I made like a little paper pattern. I just kind of stuck a piece of paper to my face and I just started tracing the outlines and stuff. But hang on, let me see what the audio is like. Make sure everything's okay before we continue on. Okay. I think it's fine. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I guess that's fine. 360. Okay, sorry, just making sure everything is fine. But like I said, I had this idea to make like a mask for some night crawlers that do night crawling content on Kick, and it was this mask kind of idea, and it was my first time really trying anything like this. And you know what? Like so far, I think in my whole sewing adventures, I've only really learned how to sew like straight. I feel like I sew straight and hem like a straight edge like this, right? So a straight hem on the edge, and I assumed I could do that on like curves, and I tried to like double roll hem these eye holes, right? Like right here and right here. And also this part right here, the bottom of the mask where it kind of curves. So I pretty much double rolled hemmed it, and it turned out terrible. It turned out so bad like this. You can see like things are just kind of pulling and twisting in ways that I would have never really imagined. And so I did a little bit of research, right? I did a little bit of research off stream, and I learned that I guess with really round or curved edges, I guess the preferred method of, I guess, closing the hem is by using something called a bias tape, a bias strip, right? And that's pretty much, to give an example, like like a quick tutorial is like if you have a piece of fabric, there's like a perpendicular and parallel grains. But if you cut the grain on if you cut the piece of fabric out on the diagonal, then it becomes really stretchy. And there's all these different methods to make it. But I did make these little bias strips like this, and you can see I joined the end, and this is actually pretty much the leftovers. I made a long thing, and I did practice. I made two things. I guess there's like a single bias and a double bias, but I tried it with both, and this is what I ended up with, kind of to show you. And this is the results of using bias on these holes. So if you want to see, it looks like this. Obviously, I kind of did it wrong, and it looks better on this way. Can you really see? Let's see. Let me switch. Let me switch the the view to this. So in this view, you can see that. Hang on. So you can see this is the original mask that I made where I double rolled the hem, and it was very difficult actually to get around the curves, and so like the fabric kind of puckered up in really weird ways and folded in itself and stuff. So the entire fabric kind of like, if you look, it pulls into itself and curves in very weird ways, which is not something that I wanted. But this is actually what I practiced on a scrap piece of fabric that I had. And so let's take a look at this hole first, because this hole is where I use double bias binding. But it's kind of it looks good, I like it, but one unintended kind of effect is the fact that it kind of puckers upwards. Right? It kind of I was hoping it would be flat, like something like this all around, but I think it's either the hole is too small and the bias is too big, and it just kind of like stretches inwards like this. But this is the double bias method, and so it's not the cleanest, but it kind of worked, right? If you look here, and on this side, on the other side, I tried to do the single bias method, but I completely did it the wrong way, and it kind of I started in the wrong direction. I think you're supposed to just start with the right side of the fabric and the bias around it, and so. But if you look at it from the opposite, right, where it actually kind of does it, it looks pretty good. Right, this is the results on the other side. So I'm just imagining like the single, and I'm still not finished. Like I think making this bias strip is actually pretty challenging in itself. But look, the final result is like this. If the eye hole kind of looks like this, I think I'd be more than happy with it. Even though it has kind of like an inward curve to it, it like folds inwards. And I was hoping it could like lace flat, like something like this. And I think that would be the most ideal, but maybe I could like get that out with the irons or something. So I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit. And yeah, I think today we're just gonna try to explore more. And while like making this bias tape is actually kind of labor intensive, I feel like, just because you have to cut the piece of fabric a certain way, and you have to iron it multiple times. And so I was really debating on, going to the store and just buying the bias strips that they have. But I just kind of decided, let's just practice making this bias tape as is. So I think that's what we're going to be doing today, right? We're going to be doing that kind of as a practice today, and hopefully we could cut out some more eye-shaped holes and like practice doing the binding all around it. So yeah, I guess we'll do that today. And if you want to see the improvements, let's see, let me put on this mask. Hang on. So it started from this kind of fitting. I'll show you this, where it's supposed to kind of look like this, and it kind of forms around, and we'll pretty much put a strap around like an elastic or something. And that was the pattern. And then this is my first attempt, and you know, I actually put like these straps on in the back where like these makeshift straps. And I mean, it kind of works, but it's really uncomfortable. It puts a lot of pressure around the eyes. I could feel it just because I think it like folds in a weird way where it pushes inwards. So that was the first actual attempt. And then this is kind of like my practice with the fabric, where it kind of looks like this, where it actually doesn't look bad. So this way it's with the fabric jutting inwards. So if I do it the other way, it's even more comfortable, right? Like this. And I'm kind of surprised this actually works kind of well. So I think today I just need to make some bias strips, and there are some techniques that I saw of ways to make like really continuous ones, and we'll try it. We'll try it, and we'll make it on our overhead kind of what is it? Setup right here. Oops. Hang on. So let me get this ready. So you know, I have so much stuff here. Hang on. So this. Hang on, so I'm gonna check my webcam, make sure that it's focus exposure. Let's make the exposure brighter. Sorry, I need to change this up a little bit. Okay. So I picked up some more fabrics. I'm not really sure which one to use for this experiment. I'm thinking maybe use this one, the bigger one. But let me clean up this space a little bit, and we can get started on making our very own like bias strips, I guess, like mass strips of bias tapes. And we're gonna kind of do this here. Let's see, like move this like this a little bit. Okay. And we'll move this. I'm gonna do my best to put my mic very close to the work area. This. Put this away for now. Hang on, sorry, got some emergency texts coming. Okay, so 34 width and length 44. They're all 44 inches in width. I guess it's the standard of a bolt is 44 inches. I guess what is that? That's the warp. Is it the warp? Hold on, I'm trying to think. The warp. Okay. I think we're gonna use this lighter fabric because there's more. We have more of it. And I think I could see more of what we're cutting. So we're gonna use this lighter fabric to start making some bias strips, and we'll try the continuous method. the warp and the weft. I'm trying to learn the terminologies too, of these important, I think, terminology when you're dealing with fabric. Okay. (2022) design. This is really pretty fabric, but for today, 44 by 30. Oh, okay. So we got one selvage here on this side. Oh, and the other side is here, I think. I think that's a selvage too. Yeah, okay. I see. This is a bolt of fabric. Like this. So then, how am I supposed to cut this? Wait, hold on. I think a 16 by 16. 16? Should I do 18? Unless I should just do a strip all the way down, maybe 18. Dude, this is so intimidating, kind of, actually. Trying to cut fabric, because I'm not really so used to it yet. Oh, why is this? I feel like I need a bigger space to be doing this too. Like the fabric, I feel like the fabric cutting table, this little tray isn't gonna cut it here, unfortunately. Yeah, I think that's the next major upgrade I'm gonna need to have to due to my little space. Okay. So just trying to make my bias strip right now. That's kind of the plan. So this side. Okay, there definitely is a stretch along the weft. The weft is this way. You can see like there's like a stretch, but the warp doesn't have a stretch. Okay. Left, right, okay, up, down. So then should I just cut the fabric like this, maybe? Oh my god. 16, 18. We'll do 18 by 18. Like right there, I think. Yeah, I could already tell I'm gonna need more space to be doing this. I'm just gonna assume that this line is straight, and I'm gonna just follow it down with my scissors without really marking anything, just because this is practice. Maybe along the fold, actually. I'm not sure how straight this line is, but I'm just trusting the fold. making sure there's nothing underneath. Oh my god. Okay, W. We got one cut done. W. That was much more harder than I anticipated. But I think I only need. Let me see. To make this. I think you just need like a square. It needs to square up, kind of closely as possible. So let's see. Well, I think that's the point, anyways. I probably should cut off this side too, right? On this strip of the selvage. I think the selvage you can cut off. I'm not sure. If you know, please let me know. But this is the selvage on this side. And let's cut that off because I don't think we'll need it. And they said cut it flat against the table. But man, I really kind of need more space for this. I guess that's why cutting tables are so big, just because the fabric is, you kind of need the space. Okay, like this. And I think you just make like a little square triangle like this and just line up the edges or the corners. And then you could get a perfect square, kind of like this. Hold on, let me bring some clips. And then I think you just cut it. You just start with a square, I think. I think that's the technique of this. Okay. Get some clips and then we'll clip it into place. I think something like this. I did make bias tape once, but man, it was kind of a pain in the A, you know? And so I was kind of doing a lot of research about how to like make, I guess there's different techniques on making bias tape, and there's one that really caught my attention, which was like somebody, it's just like it's called continuous roll. It's just infinity bias tape, I guess. And I want to try that for today. Okay, so if it's like that, then I guess we just cut it right there. I think I see the seam where I have to cut it right there. A little bit alongside this strip. I think right there is where I have to cut it, and it'll be a perfect square, theoretically. But I feel like I'm gonna be following YouTube tutorials while doing this live stream. So this is going to be my first time as well. So we'll be doing this together, and hopefully if you know what you're doing, then I hope you could comment along. And if you don't, then well, you know, we could do it. We'll learn it together. All right, so I got my strip cut out into a square, but I forgot. So let me look up the tutorial real quick. Infinity bias tape. Continuous bias. Let's see, hang on. I know it wasn't anything like that hard, but it was, because it's my first time doing this, it's a little bit intimidating. A little bit. Okay. So cut on the diagonal. Sew the sides together. Press it open. Wait, okay, hold on. Is it the wrong sides together? I don't know this part, hold on. Does it? Wait, does it matter? Wait, hold on, I want to check another one. Right sides together, okay. And then stitch it together. $20 by 14. Damn, everybody's using parallelograms. Did I mess up already? Wait, I think I messed up. I made a square. Everybody's making a parallelogram. Square, okay. One inch bias tape, okay. Wait, okay, I think she has the right one. Okay, hang on. Okay, 24-inch square. Mine is a square, I think. I forgot how long it is. Let me measure it actually. I think it might be like, what is this? Like, uh-oh. Mine is, I think, about, oh my God, come on. Okay, let's just do it this way. Mine's 17 inches. Okay, 17 inch. I have a 17-inch square. Fold in half and mark the center of the left. Fold in half and mark the center of left and right sides with a marking pen. Okay, let's do that first. So we got our clips that we're gonna take off. Oh my God, I really could use a larger, working space. But okay, the first thing is I did cut a 17-inch square. I'm not sure if the size really matters, but here's 17 by 17, and the bias, or the weft, is this way. No, that's a waft. So the weft is this way. So if I want to find the center, just fold it in half, and let's see, hold on. Find the center like this. And I think we need to mark the center. Kind of like that, right? Is it? I guess it looks good enough to me. Looks good for me. So the center is going to be right here. So it says mark. It says mark the center. Mark the center of my left and right sides. Wait, so is there like a, hold on. So let me just mark this side. Mm-hmm. She said mark the center of my left and right. I think she meant the warp and weft, probably the weft, left and right. So would that be it? Would this be my left and right side? Because this is the fabric that goes left and right here, which is right there. Okay, so I did mark it left and right, and she says grab the left and right with the marking ruler. So I'm trying to think. It doesn't matter which way you cut it, if it's the diagonal from here to here or the other way, because it's still going to be stretchy, right? I feel like, yeah. Okay, so let's go back and cut this. Okay, hold on. Let me go mark this, and then we'll start cutting it, I think. Oh, there's so much stuff to juggle. Go back here. This. And then I guess start marking things out. So where did my mark go? Right there. Okay, so if I cut it, my mark is here. If I cut this like this or this, doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't think so. So then let's start cutting it here. Oh my god. My ruler is not long enough. Which means maybe I should fold it in half. Should I fold it in half? Something like this. And then mark this, I guess? Is that how you would do it? Mark this. My ruler is not really long enough to go all the way across. So I think I'm going to just have to do something like this. It's not, I don't think this is the most accurate way, but it probably is the only way for me right now, maybe. Like this. Maybe I can shove this in here. Wait. Where? 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 I think I can kind of mark it, the line with this, okay. And then if I open it up, there should be a faint line of this. Yes, I see it, okay. And then I guess I could just follow that line as close as possible to the other side. From here Talk about accuracy, right? Oops. Okay. Like this. And then I can still see it from the other side. And then we'll trace it from here to there. Perfect. And then now we need to start cutting this. This. Wow, having a really big table would be so nice. Once again. Okay. This. More down. Oops. Let's hold that up a little bit. We're almost done. Bum 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 bum. Nice. Okay. Two triangles that we just got. We cut it. We cut our square right in the middle, down the middle, and then now let's continue on with the tutorial. I'm not my first time doing this too. Dun dun dun. Okay. But kind of doing this, it gives me the appreciation of like how much labor actually goes in on making clothes. It's kind of crazy. Oh, right sides together. So it says lay them right sides together. Top, middle. Mark center points. Okay, so I'm supposed to, let's go back to, it says the right sides together. And it says top, middle point. Okay, so let's go back to the overhead. Then, where's the marks? Let's see. The marks are right here. So right here says the tops together. That. And like this, I think. And bring them together, like right there. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And I guess everything kind of matches up. Let me get some clips. Right sides together, and you just get them together like this, I guess. We should put it like here. Dum 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 dum. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, like this. This, okay. Like this, right here. Oh, it's so nerve-wracking. I think that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's in the center. And then we have the other side that we need to do. Even though this is cut like not straight. Well, I guess that doesn't really matter because we're going to be sewing everything together. On this side. And then I think you cut the unevenness, I think. So you just sew it right here like this. And then we'll cut off the excess. Maybe I should draw a line or something to make this supremely straight. I think. Okay. Like that. And then we can do something like this. Sew it like this. This will be our guide that we follow all the way through. Okay. All right, W. We got our lines. Oh my god, dude! Making bias tape, it already took like maybe 1 hour just to do this part, especially because I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, so let's see what the next step is. I just got this marked out. And let's see what the next step is gonna be. Hold on. One-quarter inch seam. Okay, so sew a 1/4 inch seam right at the top. I think this is a 1/4 inch seam that we got. Let me kind of measure this before we start the sewing. Dude, that's like a 1/2 inch seam. But oh well, okay, that's fine. Hang on. 1/2 inch. So now we got to start sewing this on here. Oh shit. Okay. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. The clips are kind of in place. Not really. Hang on, sorry. I know I probably shouldn't be like hanging this up and then trying to manipulate the fabrics, but I don't really have too much space over there, so I just want to get this as straight as possible, if that's even a thing. Okay, I think that's it. All right, let's get to sewing. I think that's it. I think that's good. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go to our setup right here, and then make sure everything is set up straight. Oh my God, there's so much mess here. Do we backstitch? Do we backstitch? Are we supposed to backstitch the hem? Or not hems, but these? That's a good question. I need to kind of find out later. Okay. So let's start here. Okay, right there. And put our needle down. Perfect, right on the line. Kind of. The World Cup has obliterated my sleep schedule. What's up, Blurry? What do you mean? Who have you been watching? I think the main game today was like England, right? I think I'm gonna be going out tomorrow actually for the Korea Mexico game. Yeah, I feel like that's the highlight of this week. I think that's supposed to be like the main game of this week. But I don't really follow soccer too much, so I'm not really sure. But here we hold on. I haven't missed a match. Oh my God, dude, are you a diehard soccer fan? To me, I haven't really been watching at all. But so I was like, yeah, I kind of feel like I need to be out there, especially for the main match, I guess, you know. But I guess the Korea and Mexico, they do have like a history, so you know, that's why it's kind of more important to be out there. So hang on, dude. Damn, I wish this was like a little bit taller. You say pretty diehard. I mean, so what are your takes right now? Give me some pointers. Give me some pointers on what's going on. I'm kind of curious because, like for me, I'm just watching. Just every day, I just kind of look at the news of the scores and stuff. So I'm not really sure exactly like what what's going on. I think people are kind of surprised that the South American countries aren't doing as well as people expected. I know that there's this one story of the goalkeeper that just got super famous. I forgot, he was like from the 2 a.m. watching soccer. Oh yeah. Oh, I need to kind of concentrate on this. Hold on. My line is kind of crooked currently. 2 a.m. watching soccer. I remember, yeah, I remember that too. It's just always watching these games at the weirdest time. Like you wake up at like maybe 3, 4 in the morning, and then you'll be drinking and stuff for breakfast. Okay, hold on. Right now I'm making this bias tape. As you know, I'm doing my little mask series. And this is kind of something that is very useful. I would 5:30 for work. Oh my God. GG's. It's a little bit of sacrifice, huh? No, I get it though, especially since the World Cup kind of comes around every, you know, it's not an every week thing. But I don't know. I think for tomorrow's game, I don't know if you're gonna watch it somewhere and to celebrate it, to watch it. But I don't know, man. People are like really nervous about what's gonna happen tomorrow. I think because there's like so much that kind of rides on this game, surprisingly. Okay, so I got this all the way down. If you want to look at my stitches, let's see how much my stitches has improved since I started. I drew this blue line, and then so it's just trying to keep it as straight as possible along that blue line. it's pretty good, like all the way down. I'll be watching Korea look great their first game. Dude, I heard that there's a little bit of drama going on, I guess, with Korea and the reporters, I guess. And now I need to cut this fabric, I think, maybe up to an eighth of an inch. So I guess there's a lot of things kind of happening right now, which isn't really that favorable for Korea. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. I'm kind of excited. Tomorrow, I think I'm either gonna head to LA to do this, or find some place in Orange County. But I'm actually really excited because this is my first time doing some like actual Olympic related content, and then I'm gonna be looking forward to streaming it on Kick, you know. But hang on. But the sacrificing, dude, you know, I was kind of talking with some friends about about all these people that are traveling, and spending a lot of money. Actually, it's kind of a lot of costs to do this, for all these people to support their teams and stuff. So I'm like wondering, dude, like, would I don't know, like, would the average American like really do something like this? Like, would you do something like this, where you travel, like, let's say, in the next World Cup, you go there to support whatever your team you want, and it's like a $10,000 kind of vacation, I guess. Especially like right now with the prices of everything going up, and it's just getting really expensive. But it's just like, kind of, when you look at it, the people that support all these their home country teams, it's like, damn, that's some dedication, dude. Yes. Yeah, I was like calculating the cost. I'm like, damn, they're actually kind of spending spending a lot. But you know what? I'm hearing that I think the tickets right now are not really like selling out, which is kind of concerning, I think, because in terms of business out here in LA, I think they were like really hoping that this would be a draw and a lot of tourists would actually come. But unfortunately, like in the opening games and stuff, it's just I don't think they sold out all the seats and stuff. Really unfortunate. And I think as the games go on, it just becomes less and less. I think the main draw is like the earliest ones. But dude, I'm actually really excited. So tomorrow I'll be live on Kick, and kind of really looking forward to it, just to see, like, I guess, the World Cup atmosphere. But yeah, I mean, I think from the people that I talked to, this World Cup though has been the most really taxed American sports fans. Yeah, bro, it's like a lot of things just aren't like really favorable for it. Unfortunately, has been the most expensive. They really tax. Yeah, and I feel like they're just kind of doing it because people will still pay for it, I guess. It's kind of like, like that Chipotle concept of business, I guess, where they just make it expensive because the people that can't afford it will still pay for it, So really unfortunate that they kind of do that. But I guess with the current politics, I guess, regarding like immigration and like, I guess, the public forum that the US is kind of in right now, it's not really favorable on tourism, as well. It's not the most favorable kind of thing for tourists. So unfortunate, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, whatever happens with this, it kind of like brings up the spirit. Oh, excuse me. Oh, this is so dusty. Korea's best players. Yeah, I think so. There's really not many. I guess you could call them like the heroes, consider them the heroes of the Korean soccer. But I don't know. Are you like, so I guess if you're willing to travel Does that mean you're willing to go to the games here? Because it's like right here, you know? I think the SoFi Stadium, they're going to be hosting some games, especially as I guess the games continue on. Are you planning on going? I guess I should have asked that first. Wait, what's going on here? Like I don't know if you procure your tickets already, but if you haven't, dude, it's just gonna be so expensive. Okay, okay. I have Sun Auto. Oh my god. Oh, you actually got one? Like you bought one? I hope you pulled it. I think that's the thing with sports cards is it all depends on their performance, right? So if they perform well, especially I think at a world stage like the World Cup, then the value just kind of skyrockets. So I don't know, dude. That's I wonder. I wonder. I've been watching some card like some Twitter. I've been using Twitter actually just to like kind of scroll through like the posts and stuff, and a lot of stuff about like Otani baseball cards has been like popping up. Dude, Croatia and Ghana and Philadelphia. Dude, why Philadelphia? Is that where you're from? Hold on, I need to iron this out. In Philadelphia. Dude, for some reason I thought you were out here in California. It's the closest city. Yeah, blurry, dude. For some reason I thought you were here in California. um I don't know why I had that assumption. But Philadelphia, damn, dude. Like I thought you mentioned like the Inland Empire, so that's what I always assumed. Like you're always out here, or maybe you were there before. I think maybe that's where I'm mistaken. That you were out there like a long time ago, but I guess you've since moved on to the East Coast. Hang on, so I need to press this flat now since I've trimmed this edge. Dude, this is so much freaking labor to make this bias tape. The appreciation. Oh, Washington D.C. Okay. Right. Okay, that's what I remember. I remember you mentioned like the IE and stuff. Um, I'm pretty sure you still have a lot of family though out here, huh? I'm assuming if you grew up out here. But damn, dude, this is so much freaking labor. I need to. Damn, no wonder they like kind of manufacture everything overseas. Kind of doing this, it makes me realize. Um, it kind of makes me realize, like, yeah, the labor costs, in doing stuff like this. There's like it's unreal, dude. I mean, the actual amount of labor that goes into doing this. And this is just to make this thing called the bias binding tape, which is not even like the main part of the clothes. It's just this little accessory kind of trim that I'm making. But even this is, I mean, I guess overseas they have a lot of machinery dedicated to making stuff like this. But Croatia, dude, Croatia and Ghana, huh? Oh, okay. So I guess that makes sense. Yeah, if you're willing to travel, then of course you're willing to watch the games here. But damn, I guess yeah, dude, because I'm like while I'm doing this, I'm always like kind of calculating the cost of like time. I'm like, dude, this is so much freaking labor. And I guess that's the cool thing about like experimenting with stuff like this is you get to really see actually, and not just see it, but experience it. So yeah, I mean, out here, like I said, tomorrow I'll be going out, and actually going out to the games watching area, and the place that LA, there's a lot of Koreans, but it's weird because they do have like a good history with the Mexicans out here in Los Angeles. So it's not like it's some random ass relationship, dude. We're actually pretty tight knit, actually, between the Koreans and the Mexicans. And I think especially like in the I think it was like 2018 when they had that thing where the Korean kind of helped um, like the Mexican soccer team inadvertently by winning against like, I think Germany or something. You know? Yeah, and so it's like all like stuff like that is it's just like, oh man, this is gonna be kind of painful. That's why when I talk to a lot of Koreans, they're like, yeah, they're just really kind of hoping it's gonna be a draw, at the end of the day. But we'll see what happens. Damn. Okay. But yeah, I'm more excited on talking to the fans, and especially because there's so many Mexicans here too. There's gonna be a lot of I feel like there's gonna be a lot of like yeah, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of like I don't know. I don't know what the atmosphere is gonna be like. So that's why I'm kind of excited to find out tomorrow, and hopefully there won't be any like bad incidents. That's all I hope for is that people aren't like so salty about stuff or whatever. One thing that I guess one major kind of not major incident, but there was an incident. I'm pretty sure you heard about it regarding it happened in Mexico. I think during one of the games, there was like this Korean YouTuber, and then behind there was this Mexican dude, and then he was making like the eye gesture, and then like dude, he got freaking fired because of it. Dude, that story went like massive, and he got fired from that job, and I'm like, damn, dude, I hope nothing like that happens like tomorrow, just because there is such a relationship with the Koreans and Mexicans out here in LA, and I think I cut this too short. That's why it's like so hard to split open our iron. But it was so unfortunate that uh, I don't know. I think that I don't know. I feel like yeah, it just got caught up in that moment, and then he just got pretty much destroyed by the media. There was such a media out backlash against that, which is kind of cool to see, but still, you don't really wish that upon anybody. Okay, I pressed this flat. Wow, that took a long time. I think I need to get better at my ironing skills. But it's funny because you know how you're talking about like the whole like the K-pop is massive in Mexico. It's like I just found out about that too, because I think when BTS had their concert out there, I think it was a president of Mexico was kind of like asking the company, BTS company, like, can you please like extend, like make more shows, extend the show and all that stuff. But then I think they were like on this really strict deadline, they're like, they can't. And then so I think I like obviously if they're so busy, and so pretty much what the president did was she made this whole like viewing area, I guess, like for all the fans to watch together and stuff. And I think they kind of work together to do something for it. So I guess like they're really leaning into it, like that partnership or something. I'm not really sure on the global politics scale, but there is a good relationship. So, we're trying not to like mess it up, I guess. But to kind of give you an update on this mask that I'm making, I did the first mask came out really scuffed. I don't know if you saw it, but the second mask, I did make another mask just in my free time, like off stream, and it came out kind of good. And that's why I'm making this, is because this is gonna be used in part of the eye hole, which makes it which I kind of need. But I'm kind of excited. um, Dude, I think in other news, like I've been watching a lot of I guess the clips that's been coming out on YouTube and stuff. I think regarding like the new event that's coming up soon, which is the whole Big Brother event. But that robot, that robot is kind of funny. I gotta admit, where they installed like AI program into it, and it's just like, I was like, damn, is that robot the perfect streamer for Kick? Where it's just unfiltered and just willing to talk shit. Yeah, no, because like the things that the robot was saying, like when you really think about it, right? If just a regular person was saying that, kind of like that, I think that would make the perfect streamer, no? Because you just say whatever like unhinged stuff you want. And the way it was talking shit about like it was yeah, I was talking about like Nick White and Hondro. I was like, damn, dude, only because it's a robot is kind of getting away with that. But I feel like certain streamers, like that's kind of like the personality to kind of embody though when you're streaming. I feel like you need to be like that kind of. Okay. We're destroying the bench, bro. Yeah, dude, it was doing that little goofy ass dance. No, not gonna lie, that thing was actually really funny. And this isn't the first. Oh yeah, I remember the other robot. And it's funny because what's her name? Andy Ray, right? Andy Ray, she was part of the whole thing. And what is it? She was part of the whole thing, and then they did it together. And that's what she was kind of known for. Wait, hold on. So 2 inches like that. Hang on, I'm looking up a tutorial right now. Okay, so 2 inches robot, and he almost stabbed DBZ. Did he really? See, I wasn't really I don't really watch like back in the day, kind of like that, Okay, sorry. Let me show you what I made so far. So I did sew it and press it together right in the middle. So this is what the parallelogram looks like. And now I think I need to do some measurements too. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not really sure what the premise is gonna be about. About this show. I mean, I guess it's gonna be like, yeah, obviously like a Big Brother. When I was hearing people talk about it, they were talking about it like a fish tank slash. It was like a fish tank type episode. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really a big fan of fish tank, to be honest. I know there's a lot of people that really like it, but me personally, it's like it's not really my thing. But I do understand why people like it. And in terms of like fish tank news, I'd never seen Big Brother. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you're living together with a bunch of people, different people. And when you're living together, there's a bunch of stuff that can happen. So, dude, but fish tank, I think the news, I don't know. So if you're not really into fish tank, you might not really you might not have heard, but I think what happened today or yesterday was so one of the contestants, she pretty much tried to, I don't know if I could even say the word here on YouTube. I don't want to get flagged, but she tried to like off your I don't even want to say it because I don't really know what the rules are on YouTube. But yeah, she did that. So how she did it was they were in a building. It's a 2-story building, and then she just pretty much jumped off the balcony. Apparently it was like head first. Yeah, uninstall. Thank you. Yeah, uninstall herself. So she jumped off head first, and then she pretty much landed face first into the floor, right? And so there was like pictures and stuff. There was pictures of the aftermath, not of her, but just like of the scene. And then you could see like little drips of, let's just call it red Kool-Aid. Dude, I'm trying really, like if it was Kick, I wouldn't really care because they're really lax about stuff. And then there's like, like drips of red Kool-Aid, and then like a loose tooth with a bunch of gum. That's so how it works is you have your bone with your jaw, which is your bone, and there's gum over it, and there's your tooth. So there's like a teeth with a lot of like bone kind of still attached to it. which is really not good, right? Which is not good. So that was what happened, right? And so I was like, dude, like, is she like, did she succeed? But then, what is it? She posted on Twitter. She's like, yeah, she's like in the hospital. She had a lot of injuries, right? Obviously, she had a lot of injuries, and she's like, she really regrets doing that, right? Hold on. I think it's a little bit choppy right now. Yeah, and she said she's pretty much in pain, probably a lot of pain, and she's like, yeah, she probably shouldn't have done that. Dude, why is it so choppy right now? Sorry, it's my internet, I think is kind of bad. So that's Fish Tank, right? So Fish Tank, I think their contestants are kind of like, I don't know. From what I've read, it's their female contestants are kind of I don't want to say too much about it, but it's just different. It's different. But yeah, so they just had their event, and I guess that's a big Fish Tank news, because I don't know, like, if you're not really into it, then you might not have heard, but that's kind of what happened like yesterday. Just FYI. Okay, hold on. So 1/8 of an inch, 1 inch. I'm making 1 inch bias. 1 inch bias. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm learning how to do this while I'm doing this. 1 inch bias tape. So I want to make a quarter inch bias tape. So I need to be marking this I think it's a 2 times 2 measurement. If it's a 1/4 inch, so it's 1/2 inch. Okay. So let's mark this every 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Okay. So let's go back to this side. Overhead, or I need to start marking this. Okay. I really need a bigger setup. I'm already kind of seeing it, even though like my setup's kind of decent. It's not big enough. I'm kind of running out of space already, which is kind of amazing. So I need to go 1/2 inch. Mark a line every 2 inches all the way up your fabric. Okay. Okay, so here, I think every 1/2 inch, if I want my bias to be, I'm thinking 1/4 inch bias. Then it needs to be double, so it needs to be every 1/2 inch. So let's mark this. Dude, this is so much marking. 1/2 inch from here, so this is 1 inch. Oh, oops, it should be right here. I almost made a mistake. Boom, 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 boom. This. Dude, that's a 1/2 inch. Okay. Half. Dude, I'm gonna have so much bias tape. 1 inch. Honestly, I really hope Goose really likes this mask, because this is a lot of work has gone into his mask. Oops. 1/2 inch. And then that side is kind of okay. And then here and here. Okay, so half. Oh shoot. Okay, like this. Da, na, 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 na. Half inch. Okay, so now I think I need to draw the lines and connect everything. Oh my god. Okay. Like something like this, I suppose. You saw they hit and ran his car? No, wait, what happened? Who? Somebody who hit and run the car? I'm trying to think. Who is there to hit and run? Goose car? Oh, no way. Wait. Yeah, dude, you need to update me about some stuff going on Kick. Yeah, I really need some updates. No, dude, when was the last time you streamed? What do you mean they hit and run his car? He wasn't driving, so I'm assuming when you say hit and run his car, I'm assuming you're talking about hit where he parked? Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about his car. If they hit and run his where he parked his car. Dude, is that why he's not been streaming? Oh, he posted on Discord. Okay, okay. Wait. Oh, so I guess I'm assuming while he was driving. Oh, okay. Is it bad? Because I'm wondering, like, I was like, oh, like he wasn't with Hito last time when he was streaming. So I was like, oh, what's going on? Dude, his chat kind of turned into something crazy, bro. I don't know how his chat morphed into that. Wait, so 1/2 inch. It's just a single bias. Fuck. Dude, that means you said it happened overnight, then it's kind of like, you know how when he goes like night crawling, and then I guess there's like a lot of drunk drivers that crash into things, and then they just crash into like random ass, and then cars just gets destroyed, The gooners. Oh my god. Wait, I think I messed up. Hold on. I think I should have done 1 inch seams, not half. I think I should have done this every one. Because I'm gonna need to double bias with 1/4 inch. So it should have been every one. Oops, okay. So this is one. Wait, so his car is like pretty much total then now, or what happened? Because I think he got like a first hand look on what can happen, like all the destruction, uh, that occurs, especially at night too. Um, this one is no, okay. The Gooners. That doesn't really fit Goose though. The Gooners. That's not really his style. But I don't know. I feel like his chat just got hijacked. Quite unfortunate, actually. I mean, as long as he didn't get like wrecked while he was driving, I guess that's a win. Oh, dents and streaks. Okay. Dents and streaks. Yeah, damn, that sucks. I guess it kind of gets active out there in the IE too. I'm not like honestly, I'm not too familiar with the IE. I have like some family out there, but it's not like I know too much about that place. Like, yeah, I think Goose is probably the only person that I know. And then, yeah, I remember you were saying, you were from out there. But that's pretty much about it. Jesus Christ. Well, I thought, thank God his car didn't get like pretty much frame destroyed and all that stuff. Like all that stuff that could happen like really bad. Where like night crawlers come on the scene and then they're like just filming his car and he's on the other end of it. Okay, oops. This 1 inch. Oh my god, dude, making this is so much labor. I hope this is worth it. Damn, mess up the paint job. So how much do you think it's gonna cost to fix it? I don't know if you're familiar with like body work or whatever, but um like I think Goose might have done like body, or not body, but like mechanic stuff before. I think he's really he's comfortable working on cars. I think from what I understand. Okay. This. Nah, but I bet he was kind of pissed though. Shit, what the hell is that? Hang on. Okay. Like this. Yeah, I miss Goose, dude. I haven't seen him for a while, dude. I feel like ever since he started doing the night crawling content, like everything else kind of, has to go on the back burner. Which makes sense, because that's like the main thing, I guess. But then I have to wonder if he's gonna like keep continuing on doing the night crawling content. Um, like if that's a thing that he wants to do for for a while. I think I saw there was like others like new streamers actually kind of coming on, like just rolling with them. But damn, dude, I feel like the LA night crawling, the kick scene is kind of growing. Hito is just expanding his night crawling emporium. But I wonder what the benefit is on rolling with a group when you're night crawling. There has to be, right? Maybe safety in numbers or something like that. Mm. Yeah, so Hito's minions, yeah, exactly. So he has like a group going on. So, I was even thinking like these masks that I'm wearing or that I'm making, especially for Goose, right? Dude, I was even thinking like, it'll be funny if I make one or if I make one for each person, like each new person that comes in, and then makes them just run around like for a week. It's like kind of an initiation thing, wearing these masks. Cause bro, his group is growing, dude. I'm like, damn, like, and then it'll be just more content. But this mask is, oh my god, it's gonna be so funny, bro. But I'm not sure if Goose would be down to wear it though. That's the thing. I'm just gonna make it for them, and then I'm gonna make a matching one. Well, a separate one for Hito, and then his mask is gonna be kind of more difficult to make, just because. But I'm gonna try to make his in the style of Batman. But all these the minion masks are gonna be kind of like the minion mask. Robin, the sidekick type masks. And these are all just like practice fabrics that I'm using at the moment because they were like cheap scrap fabrics that I can use to like test stuff and practice. But the real one is gonna be this really sparkly sequin fabric that I bought. Oh my god, dude. Dude, I can't. That's why I can't wait to get this done. That's why I've been kind of like just practicing off stream too, just to try to get this done faster. But it's kind of hard, man. I don't know. It's kind of difficult, surprisingly. But kind of while I haven't told anybody this, but while I've been doing this though, like just kind of learning about making clothes and or not making clothes exactly, but just sewing in general, right? And then so you just kind of get more used to making like working with fabric, and then just kind of think it kind of shifts like your perspective of clothing and stuff, I guess, right? And so I was like looking through Twitter and stuff, and then that's where you see a lot of just like Gunner material, all these girls just in bikinis. And then I never really thought about it, but I'm like looking at these posts, I'm like, dude, these freaking bikinis, like they really don't require that much fabric to make. And then I was looking at it, I was like, dude, that shit looks kind of not difficult to sew up. And then that got me thinking, I was like, wait, could I make that? Right? Could I make that? And I was like, oh damn, could I make that and then turn it into content on Kick? And I was like, yeah, why not? So these are all just kind of possibilities for the future, the future streams too. So just kind of keeping that in mind too, of all the directions that I could kind of take this, right? Okay, hold on. Because I think most people, like when you make clothing and stuff, It's just kind of the costs can kind of start adding up because all the fabric costs and all the costs of everything. But when you really look at a piece of bikini, it's just a little couple triangles. That's it. Really, not that much fabric goes involved into making it. And then so that's why I got kind of curious. It's like, dude, can I make this too? And I think the answer is yes. Okay, so I got everything cut up. So I think hang on. Oops. Shoot. Okay, I got everything aligned 1 inch. And let me see how I'm supposed to line this up. 1 inches. Okay, hang on. I'm like following a tutorial while I'm doing this too, because this is my first time doing this. So over. Okay. I think it's like this. Wait. Lay the piece vertically and fold the top point down and the raw edges matching up. Okay. I could make Ed Boy's an apron. Oh yeah, does he need if he needs one? Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, I feel like there's so much I could do eventually with this, you know. It's just kind of the matter of getting good at it first. Okay, hold on. I think I need to go the other way. Like this. Okay. And then fold it like this. I think I need to make the edges line up a little bit. Match up those raw edges, okay. You'll also want to match up your draw lines. Like this, okay. So like this is kind of what I'm getting. Match up the draw lines. Assuming I drew them straight, which I could very well have not. Wait, it's not really matching up, is it? This, I think like this. Oh, I see, okay. I think I did match up my draw lines like this. Okay. It's a little bit offset, but that's fine. Match up your draw lines by 1/, so that you have 2 inch. Oh, okay. So offset this by 1. So okay. So offset this. Offset like this. Okay. So that we have a 1 inch triangle fold sticking out, offset it. Okay. On both sides, I think. They're not really triangles. Oh, I did it the wrong way. Hold on. Like this. And then like this. Offset it like this, so I have triangles folding out or hanging out. 1 inch triangles, dude. Am I doing this right? Like this, and like this, maybe like. It kind of doesn't match up starting here. Like this much has to be hanging out? Dude, I'm so confused. I'm assuming like this. More. These lines really aren't matching up. It's like 1.5. Oh my god. Wait, hold on, sorry. Bro, this is kind of confusing right now. Okay, hang on. Let me start over. Let's center this so that everything kind of lines up. Oh my god, dude, this is so confusing. This, I think. Make it straight across. Make this across. Like that. Kind of. Dude, it's not even lining up, but okay, whatever. And then I guess we need to offset it by like this, I think. This part's really tripping me out. Wait. Is this the right way up? This is the tricky part. Yes, it is tricky. Offset the lines by 1 so you have a 2-inch triangle sticking out. Wait, so fold this in. Fold this in half. Maybe, I think, oh, hold on. I think this last line is not supposed to exist. I think that's what's throwing me off. This last line isn't, okay, hold on. Let me cut this real quick. Trim this. So trim this part. And also this line right here is not supposed to be here. And I think that's what's kind of causing the issue of this. Hold on. Yeah, right here. Kind of not cutting on the line. Oh my god, that's so not straight. Okay. Alright, I think that was causing the issue. I think this was causing the issue, this strip. Okay, so this should be much better. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out how to get this started, so. Wait, so on this side, this, like this, okay. And then like this. So line up the lines. And then offset by 1. Okay, much better, I think. This. And then up. And then offset by 1. Like this. Perfect. Okay, that was so confusing. Offset Okay, now what? Do I have to stitch something? Okay, clip them and then sew a 1/4 inch. Okay, so clip them through. Clip this part together. Clip this. Like this. I guess. I don't know what I'm doing. Like this, okay. Like this. Like this. Click here. And then now I gotta sew down the middle with a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch hem, okay. Like this. Give me some more clips. Dude, my fingers turn all blue. And then wherever you want, and sew 1/4 inch. And then press it out again. Okay. I think I'm kind of getting it now. Okay, so let's change this angle. So I need to sew this again. Okay. And then we're gonna kind of make like an infinity kind of scarf, but not really. So like this. Sorry, this is kind of new and I'm trying to figure this out as like live on stream. But yeah, I think we're almost there. We're not even almost close, but we are making progress, so I'm happy about that. So I guess now we just need to start making the seam. Maybe a 1/4 inch. Okay. So let's do that right now. Wow, there's a lot of prep work. Bum, bum, bum. 1/4 inch seam. So just follow that down all the way. I suppose. Okay. Okay, I think it's all lined up. 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. Right there. Okay. No back stitching, I guess. I think it's gonna be right there. Start. Right there, okay. And just follow that path all the way down to the end. Okay. I hope my lines are straight. Dude, making bias tape, I can't believe it takes this much labor to make bias tape from scratch. Oh my god. Okay, and then 2 more clips and then I think we're done. I mean, for now, for this part, sewing straight portion. But kind of doing this, I'm realizing the sewing isn't the hard part. Like the sewing, if anything, is kind of the easy part. Which is kind of surprising. I wouldn't have ever thought. But I feel like it's the preparation and all that stuff is kind of the hard part. Okay, let's see, I know you can't really see that, but this is my line all the way down, and I think I need to press this open too. That's what they said. So I don't think I need to really cut that, because I did it really close to the edge. Actually, let me, if I measure it, this looks like a 1/4 inch actually. A little bit over an 1/8 inch. Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna press this out now. And let's do that. Right here. Jesus. More pressing, more folding. Hang on. Okay, right. Starting from right here. I guess we'll start from right here. But I did try to make the this bias using the other way, and the other way takes such a long time too. So I feel like this it's just, it takes every one of them takes a long time. Okay, I think it should be hot enough. Pretty fabric though. Okay, kind of halfway there. Almost there. My back's starting to hurt. My back's hurting. W, got it. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, everything's pressed. What next? What's next? What's next? It says now is the fun part. Pick up the piece and start cutting. Oh, this is where we finally get to cut the line all the way until you reach the end. Okay, okay. Dude, I don't have a bias tape maker though. Okay, wait. Let me just cut this into strips, and I think we're gonna end it for here, because I didn't really expect this to go on this long. And I think I need to also get the bias tape maker. There's this thing where you run it through, and then it kind of folds it, and you have to iron it. But let me start cutting. We could start doing that tonight. So what we have, okay, let me kind of explain what we have. Okay, so kind of to explain what we did, I think I started with 17 by 17 square, and I cut that into 2 pieces. I sewed it together on one side and then pressed it flat, right? The seam, we cut it, and I'm trying to remember the steps exactly, but I put 1 inch. I put 1 inch markings like that, where each side is each line, the width is 1 inch, and that's because I want to end up with 1/4 inch like double bias, and if you want quarter, then you need to times it by 4. So I offset it, I lined it up, and I just offset it and then sewed it in place, and I just pressed it. If you can see the other press mark right here. And now all that's left to do is cut following the line. And what should happen is because we offset it, right, it should continuously just cut. When you follow along this line, it'll just keep wrapping around to the next line and the next line, and it'll just become one long strip. And originally I thought I was going to just make the bias tonight, but kind of having this long strip, it took maybe like almost 2 hours to make it to this point. So I think I want to do it the right way. So I am going to purchase the bias maker, and I think when that comes, I'm going to finish up making these bias strips. But I think for now, I think I can continue just cutting this. I think that's all that it really is left. It's just following this line and just continue cutting it. But right now, it's just like a tube, right? It just made a tube, if you look. But then it's positioned in such a way that it's offset. It's not a perfectly straight, it's offset. So I should end up with these are 1 inch wide. And so it should be, well, I should end up with 1/4 inch double bias. Hooray, I guess. So okay, I'll cut this right here. I think this is gonna be fine. So let's see how long this takes. And I did originally try to make my own bias using like this fabric. But man, even so, let me show you. So this is that strip of, I think this is 1 inch. Yeah, this is a 1 inch strip too, of what I practiced on. And to make a bias strip, you have to fold this in half and then iron it. And it gets that nice crease down the middle. And to make a double bias, you also, to make a bias, you have to fold the sides into a quarter, both sides, and then iron it, right, on both sides. And then to make a double bias, you need to fold this in half and then iron it. So it's a lot of work to make this. And I tried to do it without the bias maker, and it was just such a pain in the A. So I think especially for something this long, and I think so, this is something that I need to practice with, I think I'm going to invest in a bias maker so that I could have a proper, do it properly and efficiently, if that makes sense. So yeah, let me just start cutting this into 1 inch strips, and starting it at this offset. We're gonna start here. And although it doesn't really look like it's completely offset correctly, but whatever. We're gonna try right now. My offset's like completely off. Wait, why are my offsets off so bad? Wait, what did I do wrong? Oh. Dude, what did I do wrong? It looks so off. This. Okay, I did something wrong, I think. Unless I'm looking at the wrong offset. What did I do wrong? Oh my god, don't tell me I did all this and it's all jacked up. You see on this side how it's aligned all perfectly, the lines? The lines are aligned straight, but I think on this side where I need to... Does it matter? Shoot, I don't know. Unless I cut the wrong side of the fabric. I think I cut the wrong side of the fabric. I think I messed up. Dude, I think I messed up. Oh my god. Hold on. Is this 1 inch? Yeah, that's 1 inch. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna just go with it, but I think I did make a mistake somewhere. I made a mistake, and we're just gonna do it. So here we go. My 1 inch bias is coming into fruition. GG's. I feel my scissor work is actually really bad. Of course, hanging it on the arm method. And rolling it while I go is a technique I guess you could only find here. Huh, dude, I think I totally messed up the lining. It's offset so bad. Shoot, what should I do? This is really, really, really sad that this happened. It's kind of unfortunate. Can you see how much offset there is? The lines are supposed to kind of line up, but it's not lining up. It's so not lined up. Oh, this is... I don't know why that happened, because I thought I measured everything correctly, but it's shifted or something. Damn. Shoot, what should I do? Maybe, dude, I can't even use that as a template. Dude, how did this offset get so bad? If I jump there and that's gonna be a 1 inch strip, maybe I do that. Dude, this is so bad. Okay, I think I have no choice but to kind of jump right there and kind of make it. Yeah, I guess learning experiences. I'm gonna channel the spirits of Eve, Bukar, and no do-overs. It's not like I have a chance. I have a choice. I can't do a do-over right now with this fabric. Cutting ASMR, I suppose. Man, the other side lined up so nice too. I guess that's why they call this practice. This is my first time doing this, and I totally messed it up. Quite unfortunate, but live and learn. Except the problem is I don't know what I did wrong. There's gonna be a little twist in my bias now, I think. Or actually a big twist. It's not straight, I think. Oh, whatever. Okay, let's keep going. Started with I think a 16-inch square. And now we're just kind of cutting everything straight down. Semi-straight. I can't believe this took like 2 hours to get to this point. And I still need to get my bias tape maker and then finish this up, which I don't even have. I just wanted to make some bias over some eye holes. That's all I have. Is that too much to ask for? Okay. My arms are getting kind of tired. Am I complaining too much? Am I complaining too much? First it was my back. And now it's kind of my arms. My arms are hurting. But I think, like I mentioned earlier, though, this is a really good appreciation, though, seriously, of how much labor can actually go into making clothing. Okay, nice and ASMR. I think I need to try this again, but do better, if that makes sense. Just get good, I guess. I guess that works. Dude, this is so bad. There's like a little kink in my bias. It's like a little S shape. Da, na, 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 na. Okay. I wonder how it got this off though. That's what I'm trying to just wrap my mind around. Trying to figure out. so that it doesn't happen next time. Maybe I could just continue straight instead of making that kink. I think that will help straighten it out. I think so. Yeah, kind of. Okay, I think that's a move. Just try to continue straight. Even though it's offset. Now that I think about it, the sewing really is kind of the fun part. While doing this, and everything else, I feel like when you plan things out, it feels like when you plan things out well, then the sewing part gets easier. And I suppose that's with everything else in life, like most everything in life. But all this planning and preparation is all leading up to the sewing, which is kind of like the final steps. And I think the better you prepare by either measuring twice, cut once type aspect, and like, you know, your ironing and all that stuff, all that just makes the sewing so much easier. I think that's what I'm kind of like figuring out now. It's not all about like when you're doing stuff like this, it's not all about just sewing, right? I feel like that's like it feels like that could be like one of the easiest parts. But being accurate and patient to the detail, I think that's what's more important when you're making stuff with fabrics. Because right now this is so, I can't believe it offset this much. But somehow we're still making it work. We're still making it work somehow. All this bias strips is not for waste. Okay. Okay, let's start offsetting it right here. I hope you like the sound of scissors. My totally not straight line, but it's nice and wobbly, but can't really do anything about it yet. Okay, thank God I'm almost done. It's the last strip, I think. Wait, okay. It's starting to get to the last parts, okay. right there. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, wait, I think we should be able to finish it off strong. Like this. I think we're done. Oh, wait, what happened here? Oh, okay. 1 inch bias tape. Oh my god. Okay, let me make sure that this is all 1 inch, which I'm pretty sure is gonna be super wavy. But let me show you like kind of a different camera angle, I guess. Both. Here you can see this is my 1 inch scale. So pretty much I want it to be the width between this and this little intersection. That's 1 inch right here. So yeah, that's 1 inch. Nice. I mean, yeah, that's pretty accurate. I'm just gonna go through this kind of quickly. Take like sample measurements. Yeah, there's inches. This part's a little bit thin. And kind of wavy. But still, I'll take it. Oh my god. All this bias tape. But it's not straight. I hope that's not gonna be a problem. It's like kind of wavy. Unfortunately. Dude, and like this whole thing, I need to iron it twice. That's why I don't want to do this. I want to do this with like a bias tape maker. I really didn't want to get one, but I feel like it's just really nice to have, I feel like. These are all about 1 inch, so W. Wow, this is a lot. This is actually a lot of fabric. Let me see. Oh my god. Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more. Oh, shit. I was afraid that was gonna happen. Wow. From a 16-inch square, let me see. I think it was like a 16 by 16. Let me see how much I made. $16 by 16 becomes, let's see. Wow. This is so much. This is actually so much than I was really expecting. That's one. Okay. Okay, this is, I think, manageable on here. So let's see. These are 15-inch strips. 15, okay, so let's calculate. This is 15. This is 15 inches. So how many do we have here? what is this? Hold on. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 16. Dude, this is 16 by 16. So how many inches do we make? Hold on. So 16 times 16. 256 inches. Oh, is that how it works? 16 by 16? Dude, we made 256 inches of bias tape, which is kind of amazing. Just from that one strip of fabric. 16 by 16 kind of gives 256. So this was kind of good. It was a good practice. I still think I need to kind of learn the theory about doing this bias tape. And so I think once I actually have the bias tape maker, I'll be able to kind of do more with this. And, you know, the whole purpose of this is to make the mask. So I think I'm going to end it here for tonight. It was actually a lot of fun kind of doing this, but I need more practice. And I think I need a little bit more material and tools. So I think that next time I'm going to have all that ready. And yeah, I think I'll see you guys tomorrow for the World Cup stream. I think it's going to be so much fun. And hope you have a good night. Good night.